When I leave the game, yeah.
Yeah, Max, we're not getting the we're not getting the map back.
Yeah, we need 2 laps, but they call it it's amazingly bad luck. Well, this is just incompetence. They can't even like control their own game, and this is already the 3rd time this happens to me now that I get kicked off the game while doing this race. So also the last time I'm ever participating. Because what's the point? You prepare for 5 months to try and win this championship. You're leading the championship. You're trying to win this race, which you prepared for 2 months, and they handle it like this. I mean, there've been 2 red flags. They blame it on, I don't even know what, people DDoSing the server. Then they cancel the rain because probably that's already a big influence. And then people are still getting disconnected. And now, of course, at one point also we were hit by it, and then they're just not dealing with it because they need even more people to disconnect. It's just, honestly, it's a joke. It's not even, you cannot call this an event. It's a clown show. That's why it's better to retire the car, because drive around in P15 for 6 hours makes no sense for everyone, you know. Just a disgrace for all the effort we put in as a team. I really hope the organizers also they consider when they put this race forward, because on this platform it's not going to work. Then game over.
It's a damn shame. It's a damn shame. Let's root for the other guys and pray that we don't get any All right. I want to mute it. Yeah. Yeah, welcome to RVRL Season 5 already. Preseason at Brazil, as the drivers voted for. It's gonna be short quali.
50% as always, so 36 laps. There's been some driver moves as well as team principal moves. So it does not load in. Beautiful. So first let's talk about the track. So track located in Sao Paulo and named Autodromo Jose Carlos Pace by the former F1 driver, obviously Brazilian. So the can't speak. I can't tell anything right now. So the first Grand Prix was held in 1973. Number of laps already set 36. Circuit length 4.309 kilometers. Race distance about 150 kilometers or so. And the lap record is 1 minute 10.540 set by Valtteri Bottas in 2018. The best overtaking opportunities are turn 1, turn 4, turn 8, turn 10, and then turn 15. The most trickiest corners are the CNSs are turn 1, 2, and 3, especially with the track limits. Then in the dry, turn 5 and turn 4 seem to be just the normal left-handers, but then in wet they're just so difficult. They're really difficult. But it's not gonna rain, I don't think. No, it doesn't look like that it's gonna rain. Then turn 11, you have to be really careful with your steering input in the dry, or as well it depends on your setup how oversteer it is it, because you can go full throttle or full throttle most of that corner, but it depends on your setup, on your car, and as well the conditions, because in dry, well, like I said, it depends, but then in dries it's really difficult to get it right with the throttle. Then the exit of turn 12, you don't want to hit that, or exit turn 12, ideally you don't want to hit that inside curb. It can unset your car, but then as well, more in wet, it is very tricky to get the power down, and as well you need to get the power down as early as possible so that you can get the best exit out of turn 12 to this massive long start finish straight. That there are 3 corners actually in this, but all of them are just flat. Or turn 14 in, well, obviously turn 14 in dry is fully flat easily, but in wet it can be tricky. It can be tricky to get it right. The lineups, or okay, the lineups have been shown from you already. 2 DRS zones on the start finish straight, start finish main train, and then on the back straight between turns 3 and 4. And as well, the best places to overtake are in these DRS zones, obviously. And then 2 DRS detection zones located. The first one located between turn 1 and 2, and the second one just after turn 13. The speed trap is located before turn 1, just before turn 1. And yeah, the lineup for this season's for this season's lineup. So for Red Bull, last season, I don't even. Oh, there's no comparison that I could see which were the drives. Oh yeah, last season was Secret and Leclerc, but since Leclerc isn't able to race consistently, then Zara, the team boss of Red Bull, has chosen Josh Nader instead of Leclerc, as Josh has showed brilliant results while reserving for Red Bull. Secret has stayed the same. He has stayed in Red Bull, and the reserve is Velocity. For Ferrari, Jamie, reigning world champ, has stayed for Ferrari, but then Nathan, previously known as NJ, previously known as Raven, has gone to Ferrari, and their reserve is Axel. For Aston Martin, there's a new lineup of Nighthawk and Xavi. Then for Mercedes, it is the same lineup from Aston Martin. It is Panda and Splandy in the Mercedes. Then for Alpine, it is Tomos and Rex. Rex basically downgrading himself from Mercedes to Alpine now. Then for McLaren, it is Kopsvan, who was last season driving for Alfa Romeo, and as well he got that sensational win in Belgium in that Ferrari. And then in the second McLaren is Monkey in the blue hat. For AlphaTauri, it is Reggie and Dave Extreme. Reggie was last season driving for Williams, if I remember right. Now going to AlphaTauri. Haas opting for Leclerc, who has gone down from Red Bull to Haas, and then Hakimi going from a Mercedes reserve place to Haas full-time place. For Alfa Romeo at the moment, it's only Noise for them, and for Williams it is only Orma Samar for them. And for the team bosses, because there's been quite a lot of team boss plays in here, so Zara has stayed for Red Bull, Russell has stayed for Red Bull, Ferrari. Aston Martin have opted for Mika instead of Liam, who went for to Mercedes. Alpine have things stayed with ITEX. McLaren have opted for Jimenez, who last season last half of the season he was for a Alfa Romeo TP. AlphaTauri have opted for Sailor Sammy, going from Haas to AlphaTauri. Haas have opted for Omar, who I think was first for Williams, but then he chose Haas. Alfa Romeo, they have opted Dragon. If I remember right, he was the previous TP of Mercedes. He was the one who was really inactive. And then for Williams, it is Yusuf. And in the lineups, it is not changed to Yusuf, but it is Yusuf. As the drivers have readied up now, Oh.